Hi, everyone that's here. My name's Untitled Chapter. My team and I are from Butler University in the biology department. And today we'll be talking about carnations and how to make them colorful. So a little introduction again, my name's Anu. I'm a biomedical engineer and chemistry student. My team is Meredith Bugansky. She is also BME in chemistry. And then we have Megan Waxman. She is also BME in biology. And then Olivia Plant, she is biology. So we're going to be talking about carnations. So I thought we might discuss a little bit about the anatomy of it. So first we have the petals, which are basically give the carnation its distinct features, and it comes in varieties of colors. This is usually used to attract insects and critters and help with pollination. Then we have the stigma and the ovaries, which help with fertilization to get the pollen and to basically use for reproduction. We have the filaments, which are the long stalks that attach the antlers to give the flower shape, and the sepal, which basically protects the flower before it blooms. So for our experiment, we are using white carnations. We have a few supplies that you need. You need 4 to 5 carnation, depending on how many colors you want to see, as well as control. Food coloring, base or clear cups, and a sharp knife for scissors with parental supervision, because we don't want you to cut yourself while doing this. And all of these can be found at a store if you want to take your parents to do this on your own.
So the procedure is really straightforward and super easy. What you want to do is get your carnation and then cut the stem a little bit shorter, and you want to make sure you do that at an angle, so not straight on, just a little bit over. And then you want to fill 4 or 5 glasses with at least 1 cup of water. And then you want to pick at least 3 different colors and have a control, which is just water with no color in it, and then put about 10 drops of color into each cup. And make sure you be careful when you put the color in, because it could stain your hands. Then once you have all the color in and mixed around, you want to put a couple carnations into each cup and then watch them change colors. And some carnations can take a little bit, up to 48 hours, so remember to be patient.
So why these carnations change colors is that plants, whenever they are in the ground, take in water with the roots, and then the water from the roots goes up the stem into the leaves. But once you cut off the flower and you don't have the roots, it can no longer suck up water through it. So whenever you place it in the water, the leaves and petals will become dry and then suck up the water like a straw with the food coloring in it, and it'll stick into all the petals. So that's why you get the color.
So you can try this at home. We actually have a little video to show you our process of how to do it. And then afterwards, Megan's going to talk a little bit about doing a little additional work with other flowers. And here's the video.
As you can see, after 24 hours, all the flowers have changed the color of the dye in their jar, with the exception of our control, which remains white. All right, so I know some of those colors in the video are a little hard to see. So what I did, because you can do this experiment with any flower that is white and has a nice green stem. So I have a couple different flowers that I went ahead and I dyed again. So this one I went ahead and, as you can see, I put in the green jar. So we have a lot of beautiful green color that's coming through. And this is just after 1 day. So if I kept it in the jar overnight again, it might turn out something like this yellow flower, which is really bright yellow, looks really pretty. And this is just 2 days in the jar. So sometimes, depending on the color, depending on the flower you choose, it takes a little bit longer. Now, what I also did is I had 2 jars. One was blue right here and one was red. And I had a flower in each of them. As you can see, they also changed colors. But what I did was I took the stem of one of my other flowers and I very carefully cut it up the middle. And I put one end in the red jar and one end in the blue jar. And so when I did that, you might think, oh, it's going to turn the flower purple, because we know red and blue make purple. But what actually happens is that the little tubes that suck the water up on this side only go to this side of the flower. And the little tubes that suck water up on the blue side only go up to this side of the flower. So what we get, if you can see, is a flower that's clearly divided in half. So 1/2 is red, 1/2 is blue. So when you guys do this at home, if you want to try it, make sure to ask your parents for help, because it can be really tricky to cut the stem and we don't want anyone to get hurt. So ask them to help you cut the stem. And if you want to get really crazy with it, you can even potentially cut it in 3 and have a flower that's 3 different colors if you wanted to. But this is really easy for you guys to do at home. And as you can see, you can make a really beautiful bouquet of different colored flowers for your parents when you try it. So thank you guys for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them. So what I have right here, these are called spider flowers. You can see because they have like these legs looking things. And so these, I just went to the store. I found any white flower with a nice thick green stem, because that's what makes them really easy to pull up water. So carnations are really good for this, which is why we use them in the video, but any other flowers can do this as well. I believe you can do it with daisies. And you know what? I highly recommend you go and try it. So if you want to go get some daisies, try this with them. Be sure to grab a parent to help you cut the stems again. But go ahead and try it. And if it works, please let us know, because daisies I've actually never tried with, but I know they're nice, they're big, and they're white. So they probably would be really good for showing off these colors. Awesome. And again, all you need is a couple cups, water, food coloring, and flowers, and you're good to go.
We do a lot of fun experiments at Butler. It depends on some classes that you take, but a couple other videos that some students at Butler showed today were making slime, which was really cool. And I know a group in the chemistry department made oobleck, which people call it some other different names too, but that's something, it's like a substance that's a liquid and a solid at the same time, which is pretty cool. So if you roll it into a ball really fast, it'll be a solid, but if you just let it hold it in your hand, it actually becomes like a liquid form. That was a really cool experiment. And I know their videos will be up on the Celebrate Science website probably after this event.
Yeah, so be sure to go check out any that you missed during this event, because I know there's so many videos being shown at the same time. And so once those videos get posted, you can go back, you can watch them all. They won't wilt if the room temperature isn't right, unless you're keeping them somewhere that's like really hot or really cold. So if you just keep them in your house at the same temperature that you like, they should be perfectly fine. These, I kept them room temperature with me and they were perfectly fine. Yep, any white flowers should work. So, you know, we use carnations, we use these spider flowers. You mentioned daisies, you can try it with them. You can also do it with celery. Strangely enough, celery, because it's a nice stalk, it will also suck those colors up and you can see it move through it.
That is correct.
Yep, so you're gonna have your cup that you're gonna do it in, fill it with water and food coloring, and the stem, because that's what the plant drinks from, that's what needs to go in the water.
Have a great
nice
day.
day.
Bye, have a good day.
Bye, Abby.